So that
Oh,
should be working, man. All right, cool. Well, look, I'll kick it
yeah.
off, man. All right,
Okay.
welcome back. All right, cool. Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel. I got a very special guest today. I got Curtis on the line. We're going to be talking about UFC. This is something that we're passionate about. We enjoy the sport very much. We actually met in an MMA gym, Urban Kings, as you know. So we've been following the sport and always communicating with each other. So we figured, you know what, why not? We always talk about it. So like, why not just record it and talk our thoughts and just pull it up on the channel for everyone else to just hear our views. And, we're just two common fans, I would just say. You know what I mean? We're not analytics. We don't know the analytics and all that sort of shit. Or maybe we know a little bit because of what we listen to. But we, we're fans. I would say that we're hardcore fans because we watch all the fights from
Yeah.
the normal cards to the main card, like what I mean, the big cards
Yeah.
and normal just fight cards and whatnot. And then we
For
try to
sure.
make an effort to watch the Bellators, the ONE
Yep.
FCs, and maybe the
Yep.
Eagle FCs as well. I didn't catch Khabib's new one, the one that happened the other day, but
Eagle.
they're looking interesting
Oh,
too, man. But
yeah,
let's
they are.
get on to the topic, man. What did you catch the fights today, right? So you've seen today's fights. What did you I
Yeah.
guess we could start
I-
with the main fight. What did you think about Jack Hermansson and
Strickland,
Sean Strickland? That guy's a fucking nutcase.
man. That's what I'm thinking. I was brushing my teeth today, and I was watching the fight, and I was like, "This guy is really crazy. Like he looks like American Michael Bisping."
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's so true. He's like the way he talk. I heard him in an interview recently, and he was just like, "Look, man, I've always spoke like this and whatnot, but I didn't have a name, and if I spoke like this in the beginning, they would have kicked my ass out. So now I got a bit of a
Oh,
following. Fuck it,
okay.
I'm just being
Yeah.
myself." And he says some wild shit. I love it.
I never heard the pre chit chat before, so I didn't really get to see what he was saying, but just little captions and him like sparring like warriors, like savage warriors, like, yo, we have to go to work tomorrow, man. And he just smashes. And I'm thinking, wow,
This guy's
who's
a
this
beast.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's one of those dudes. I mean, the way he's coming across, he's just one of those dudes that just loves to scrap. Apparently, like,
yeah,
I heard it on the
yeah.
commentary that he don't even do cardio. And I mean, I don't know up to what extent, but his cardio is fighting. His cardio is sparring and fighting. Because I don't do no cardio. I just spar,
Right,
just fight all day, man. So
right.
I don't know. He's just got that mentality, man. But he did. I mean, look, when he beat Uriah Hall, that's when it came
Right.
onto my radar, to be honest with you. I was like, shit, man, he
Okay.
beat Uriah Hall. And then
He's
with this
something.
fight, I think his road to victory, I obviously would have been the stand up, right? And he
Mm,
did win the fight via stand up and whatnot. It was I was gonna say it was
pretty
a
much.
close match, but I think Jack Manson's game plan was to take him down in it, and that just didn't happen.
Yeah,
So he had to
it
fight
wasn't
again.
happening. It wasn't happening for sure. One point you made earlier about Uriah Hall, him Strickland beating him. I think like Uriah Hall has been a bit out of it for a little while though. Like I mean, I love what he was about. Like he said, he used to watch Tekken. And he used to just follow those moves when he was training, and I'm just like, I remember when I was a kid. Long story. I used to do some madness. I used to like run off the top of a chair and kind of kick it back because I thought I was like Hwarang. The Taekwondo guy. I was like, yeah, let me do this one trick and like run up the top of a chair and then kick it backwards. Like it was amazing. And so when he mentioned that, I was like, man, I can kind of feel this guy's energy. Like he's just like one of us, like a gamer that just had fun and then went on to do it for real. But he's been a bit out of confidence for a while. So I'm not gonna take anything away from Sean,
Yeah.
but
He's
he
always,
wasn't
I
the
think
guy.
he's always had, yeah, he's always like had a mental thing. Because from the Ultimate Fighter, he was just
Yeah,
amazing, right? That spinning kick
yeah,
knockout he did was scary as
yes,
shit. But yeah, I remember he was talking about he used to love those video games, Tekken and whatnot, copy it.
yeah,
He grew up with the Jackie Chan and Jet Li movie. It's so
yeah.
relatable because it's the same as us, right? We grew up with those movies
There
too.
we
But
go.
Strickland pull it to it, man. And Strickland's got that thing where
He
he's in the
did.
cage, trash talking the whole time, like just talking.
Yeah,
And that he looks like an intimidating dude, to be honest with you, man. But if you notice, in
does
this
look
fight, he
good.
didn't do that until the last 10 seconds of the fight. Like, you
When
know
he
what
said, "You fucking
I mean? But
pussy."
yeah, I thought I was going to come from him from the very beginning, but he didn't. I think he critiqued himself. Right? At the end, he said, "Listen, I folded under the pressure. I was a pussy. I was all
Oh,
this stuff. He called himself all of that. He was like, I folded under the pressure and I just couldn't pull it on him like
oh wow.
I wanted to. So interesting thing from him. But I mean, that I don't know if
Doesn't
that
happen.
fight would have given any sort of title, you know, like because you got
Yeah.
Whittaker and Adesanya. We're gonna talk about that card in a bit, but we got that next week. But then you got who's heading up? You got what's his name? Bronson, and I think he's fighting Cannonier.
Is he?
I think so. I don't know if that's scheduled. I might be talking shit, but those two are on top of the food chain anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be
Yeah,
them
yeah.
two getting the next title shot. I see.
Yeah,
But
that
it
makes
was, it was
sense.
a good
That's like
fight. I
a
mean, look, today, today's fight card,
Hmm?
I'm gonna be honest, wasn't like the most exciting thing. It was just a nice for me Sunday morning fights to watch. But I kind of enjoyed it. It's good to just have that UFC and the fights, you know, just to enjoy the Sunday morning. Well, for my Sunday morning, for you, it's like early up in the 3 o'clock in the morning shit.
Well, that's if I was to watch it. For me, it wasn't exciting enough to stay up to watch it. And not to mention, I was pretty like folded last night, so I wasn't staying up for anything. But next
Yeah.
week I'll make an effort for that one for sure.
Well, next week's a
Nice
big
hat,
one.
by the way.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I got my Bruce Lee hat for the occasion. And my
I just realized.
to be fair with you, my hair's all fucked up, so I don't. I'm not gonna be displaying that shit. I need a trim.
What? You normally don't even have any hair. You got that
I
Shaolin
know,
monk thing
I
going
know,
on.
I know. But I'm growing. I think it's time for a change. For 2 years, I've had it bald, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go back and have a little change.
fair enough.
Cool, man. What about?
Yeah,
I'll tell
but
you what. It was a highlight for me on this card, bro.
the previous
I,
guy, with the Uzbekistan guy.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's on. Is he from Kazakhstan or what's his name? I can't. My reading shit, so excuse me. But Shavkat Ragmonov, one bro. He's one of those.
Uh,
Could be
yeah,
not to what do you call it, profile of him. But he's one of them
really?
dudes from them regions, bro. He wears one of the hats, and
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he was the
Uzbekistan, I
highlight for
think.
me, man. Like he done that spinning kick and then just the ground and pound, and he's like 15-0 and whatnot.
Mm,
But that's them dudes
yeah,
from that region. They're just it's just a takeover, and all their records are the same. Like something can
never
go, you
seen it
know.
happen. Never seen it happen before. Like that kind of nation just come over and just dominate. I've never seen it. Never seen it. I mean, perhaps in the next like 5 or so years, it's gonna be them and the Africans because now they're taking over. You know, you got Usman, you got
Mm.
you know, Adesanya and Ngannou and so on. So who knows? But those guys are tough motherfuckers. But
That's it, man. I mean, he was a highlight for me on this card. To be honest with you, I just thought he stood out, and it's just exciting to have like another like 15-0 type of guy come in, and it's
yeah,
scary, you know, because they're not like. I mean, okay, look, I don't know the backgrounds and if their records were like, you know, like fixed fights and all that. Not fixed fights, like
yeah.
easy fights,
Oh, you,
but
like
the
yeah,
fact is they're in
patterns.
the UFC, and they're still holding that dominance. So I'm like, it's
Yeah,
got to be
they
legit.
must be
You know what I'm
legit.
trying to say?
Yeah. No, I would think the same. Obviously, we're not going to see that until they get challenged by like somebody a bit more well-rounded. So the jury's out.
Yeah, for
The
sure, man.
jury's out.
Cool, man.
I too was looking forward to his fight because I've seen 1 or 2 of his fights before, and I just thought this guy's a killer. I want to see more. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's on my radar.
If you notice, them guys are always like exciting in one aspect. Like be it, you know, like striking, like
Yeah,
him and Zabit and
right.
like Rafael Fazie's guys. Their
Zabit,
striking is
hey,
crisp. But then on the flip side, you got the grapplers and the masters of grappling, and it's exciting to see that.
yeah, they're very decisive. They're either one or the other. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Zabit's fighting soon. You know.
Oh, is he? Okay, we were talking about him, man. We thought that he was done. When's he fighting?
Ah, shoot. Someone didn't do their research. 1 minute. Yeah, he is fighting. I'll bring it up. Just
All right.
but
Well,
yeah,
I'll tell
he's
you what,
fighting
man.
soon.
Well, I'm excited to see him come back, but let's talk about next week's card because that's the big one, right? That's the big
Oh
one. That's
yes,
the one you're most probably. Let me put my phone
yes.
on charge real quick. That's the one you're going to stay up for. That's the one I'm going to be up for early watching it. And these ones are exciting because even the prelims get exciting and whatnot. But
Oh yeah.
hold on, let me get my phone on charge before this thing dies.
Do you know where it's gonna be based? Is it Vegas? Is it Probably gonna be Vegas, right?
No, I don't think it's Vegas. I think it's Houston or something.
Yeah. Okay. So another like
Is it Houston? Am I
6 a.m.
talking? Am I talking shit? Like, it's definitely not Vegas. I think it's yeah. I mean, I don't even know, bro. But yeah, it's not Vegas, man. Somewhere else. But well, obviously
Okay.
the main fight. You know, we got Adesanya and Robert Whittaker, the rematch, which is gonna be fucking exciting. Um, but
Yes.
I mean, I do think Adesanya is gonna win. I think he's just like
Hands
the
down.
yeah, no, I mean, no. I think Robert Whittaker is going to put up a much better fight. I think last time he was rushing too much, and I think he
And
spoke about it. His mental was off as well. So
hmm,
he's really focused on his mental, which I think is going to make a difference. But I just think Adesanya's on another level in regards to striking, composure, all that sort of
yeah,
stuff, stepping up to the big
yeah.
plate. So I think because of that, he's gonna win. So I don't know. What's your thoughts?
I was gonna say I thought in the first fight Whitaker had just come back from injury, hadn't he? He'd been out for a while, right? Because that's why they made the interim fight between Adesanya and Gastelum.
That's true.
Am
Yeah.
I right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
so he wasn't fresh. This time he's battered down a couple other big guys, and he's fresh. Plus with the mental state you're talking about, I think yeah we should see a better fight. But I do think Adesanya should take it.
I like Whitaker's vibes though, man. He seems like such a genuine, nice guy and whatnot. Not saying that I don't like Adesanya because he's awesome as well. He's like just kind of new age, like fun dude. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And he's into the
yeah,
anime and all that shit.
yeah,
I love that stuff. He
yeah.
represents us comic book geeks and whatnot.
Like
But
the everyman, like the every geek's kind of dream to also be a martial artist or something.
yeah,
Kick
man,
ass.
it's crazy. The ones that are like him, like
Exactly.
Adesanya and whatnot, like Anderson Silva is a comic book geek. If you see his room, have you ever seen his
Yeah.
gaming room? Anderson Silva,
No.
bro, his gaming room is figures galore from sideshows, some hot toys, normal smooth, bro, figures galore. He's like proper geeked out, and I had no idea. Like it's crazy.
Seriously.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm telling you,
You gotta.
people. I got friends here, UFC friends that cut like. I mean, the friends I watch UFC with, and they cuss me all the time for being a geek. I'm like, boys, Anderson. You haven't seen Anderson Silva's room. You haven't seen Adesanya. Like these guys. I mean, they've seen Adesanya, but they haven't seen their rooms or what they're into and whatnot. I'm like, they're
Yeah.
comic book geeks too, bro. Man, they're into it as well, man. Like, don't
Oh
diss me, man.
man.
Bro, it's mad. But what was I gonna
I
say?
really hope when this gets edited, you put a clip up of Anderson Silva's room for everybody else to see that. You gotta do that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try. I gotta try and find it, man. I got
You
my
gotta try to do that.
my dad trying to
'Cause
call
I
me
want to
now.
see that too. Oh no.
Yeah, that's
What
gonna
do you
show
want to
up.
do?
It's gonna show up on the video. No, I'll call him back later. I'll call back. Like it's gonna
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm doing a screen recorder. It's gonna show up on the video. Anyway, what was I gonna say
By
was
the way,
yeah, gone.
by the way, there's a article here saying Zabit will make comeback, UFC comeback after pondering early retirement.
Yeah, remember he was talking about retirement. Remember those talks? I think it was just talk, just because of the pandemic and just not being able to get a fight and all that shit.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Well, anyway, he's meant
Yeah.
to be fighting back soon, so let's see
Well,
that
who
happen soon.
who you got next week then? Who you got, Israel or Robert Whittaker?
I'm gonna go with Israel, I think, but I believe it's gonna be a much more of a contentious fight this time, just because Whitaker's not coming off injured, and like you said, he may have rechecked his mental state. So I think yeah, that's what I believe. So Adesanya to win. Not, I can't really call how. Maybe a finish, possibly a finish, third round, maybe. But I still think it's gonna be a harder fight for Adesanya this time. Maybe he might even go to fourth and fifth. Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, that sounds like well, that fight's going to be awesome anyway. It's a shame they
Oh
couldn't
man.
do it in Australia because obviously that would have been huge. But Australia's situation,
Mm,
they ain't letting nobody in. But the next,
no
the
trip
co-main
there,
event
yeah.
is Derek Lewis and Taiju which is big heavyweight fight, man. And Derek Lewis coming off that lot, coming off that loss from what you call it? What's his name? Cyril Gane, which
Gone.
he got picked
Yeah.
apart really.
He did.
And
He
he blamed it on.
did.
I remember him saying that the main event and all that shit got to him, which was interesting.
Hold
And it
on.
was a it was
Derek
a
Lewis said that.
yeah. I think you remember him saying something like that and saying that it's a 5 round fight and he was trying to pace
Yeah.
himself and whatnot. But he got picked apart in that fight, man. But I don't know.
He
With
did.
Tiger
It was like
Rasa,
a
that guy's up for brawl. I mean, heavyweights, bro. It's that shit can go down in with one punch. You know how that is.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I still feel like Derek is a bit more of a complete fighter out of the two. I would
Mm.
say only because that's what I've seen. I've seen Derek wrestle. I've seen him knock motherfuckers out. Like with 3 seconds to go on the fight. I've seen him do these things. Where tied to a bus, I've seen him knock people out, but I haven't seen him wrestle too much. Unless have you seen him wrestle?
I can't remember
What
him
have you
wrestle.
seen of that?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, obviously he's a stand up dude, and his last fight he beat
Yeah.
who's the dude? Who's the football player that came in that everyone hates that beat his
Oh, Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy. Yeah, yeah. So he knocked him out,
I was
right?
disappointed about that, man. I wanted Greg to win.
You want Greg to win, yeah? Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
think Tiger Vasa and his shoey just makes me laugh, bro. So I was kind of supporting him. I don't know. I like his vibe, man. But Derek Lewis was funny. He was saying he likes Tiger Vasa because he knocked out Greg Hardy for him. So he was happy about that. So he's cool with that. That's typical Derek Lewis, man.
For sure. The Black Beast and all this
Hilarious, man.
fucking humor.
The next fight was what we just discussed, actually, man. Is Jared Cannonier versus Derek Bronson. I think that's a title eliminator fight, bro. I think whoever
Yeah,
wins
I
that
believe it.
will get Adesanya
Yep.
and Whittaker because Bronson's been on a tear since he's lost against
Yeah.
Adesanya. And Jared Cannonier, I know he
Yeah,
lost against Robert Whittaker, but he's been on a tear as well. I mean, he's a different kind of
He was.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a different kind of creature. I think that out of the two, I could see Cannonier winning that fight. I could see him. I don't know what it is, but I could see him winning that fight just because he always seems really dominant with whoever he comes up against, barring I think Whitaker. I've seen him dominate most people, but I know Derek Lewis is a really good wrestler. Although I don't think he uses it unless he really has to. So, man, I think that's a secret, like a secret sleeper fight. People should watch out for that
I think
one.
that's going to be a great fight. I think Bronson, I think Bronson's going to use his wrestling. I think his game plan is going to be his wrestling, right? Because that's what he's been dominating with recently and going back to his base, which is his wrestling. But I think Karen Edwards, he's gonna. I think he's gonna take it as well. I think he's just overall gonna, with the striking and the takedown defense. I think he's gonna be able to kind of keep on the feet and just take it apart. Remember, this guy used to be a heavyweight, so I think he's kind of used to. I'm not saying that he makes it easy for him to fight middleweights, but I think he might just used to that heavyweight strength. He might be able to just avoid the takedown defense.
Right, like Volkanovski kind of thing, that kind of just freakish, like a big man in a small man's body kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So, because I think Cannonier has more knockout power strength, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. So yeah, I think on the feet it seems like Cannonier will be stronger. Ground maybe Derek, I'd say.
Well, it should be interesting, man. Next week's gonna be fun, man. And on the prelims, but I mean the other fights, well, you got Caleb Phillips and Marcelo Rojo, who I'm not familiar with these dudes. Then you got Bobby Green and Nasrat.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name. Can't pronounce the name properly. But Bobby Green, he just beat Alaya Quenta on their last fight. Remember the one in New York?
Yeah, I was disappointed about that. I really do love Ally Quinn and what he brings to the table. Like he's like when he was first coming up, knocking people out, talking shit, getting booed and stuff. And he was just like a real guy, like, yo, I'm just here to fight and you guys are booing me. Fuck you.
Yeah, he's funny. He's fucking funny, bro. He's one of the guys that took Khabib to the distance, which
that's it.
It's kind of
down.
It's crazy, isn't it? That's
not much.
I don't know what you say about the fight or anything, but the facts are the facts, right? He took him the distance, and Khabib had to use his striking in that fight, which was interesting.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, and the prelims, I think the main prelims fight's going to be quite well. I guess it's got Andre Arlovski, and that guy, he just doesn't go away, man. That dude's been around forever.
I'm surprised he's still knocking around. Like his chin is probably hollow by now.
Such a beast though, man. To keep on to like the guy's been there from I can't remember which UFC. I don't even know about the knowledge
Over
of
10
it, but
years.
back in the days,
Over 10 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, would you say over 15 years? How
I think
about
so.
that?
But he was one of the first heavyweight champions,
First,
what like and
yeah.
whatnot, man.
Yeah, because I remember like I remember one of the Universal Soldier movies, like after the ones where it counted, like Universal Soldiers 3 or 4 or whatever. And I saw like, oh, and then heavyweight fighter Andre Arlovski. And I didn't really know him that well. I knew like Chuck Liddell and those guys and Tito, but I didn't know him. And I was like, who's this guy? And then I looked at his background and oh, he's from Belarus and wow, his record is crazy. And then I see he's still around now. And this was wow. He's
I
not
mean,
doing as well, but he's
just
still there.
this end of the day, he's just one of those dudes that's just always on it. You know what I mean? And the thing is as well, like I mean, he's been having a few scraps, but even recently, I can't remember his last fight, but I don't remember him just getting constantly knocked out or whatnot. He's still holding his ground and
Not
still,
really.
and he's heavyweight as well. Those are those that's the weight class you get knocked out all the time, easy. Considering his freaking experience and how long he's been in the game, the guy's still holding it up, man. So you got to give it to him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When he came back into the UFC, I was really rooting for him. He was on a 3 or 4 start winning streak. Remember that? He
Yeah,
upset a few people, and I was really hoping that he would continue. And then, he took a couple of losses against some crazy guys like Alistair and, and obviously Ngannou. So I was like, cool.
yeah.
But I'm still a fan of him and what he brings, and I hope that he can get a run. But it's rough in the heavyweight division, man. It's hard, really
But
hard.
one punch makes a difference, man. But I mean,
One punch.
we saw Ngannou and Cyril Gane, and considering that there was no one like it's so scary. You got hit by Ngannou, you're gonna be dead, right? But that didn't happen in there, man. You saw the wrestling come out. So you know what, the heavyweight division. That's what I love about MMA, actually, man. Because when the striking doesn't work out,
Yeah,
when you can't implement that, you go on to something else. And
grapple.
I thought, bro,
That's it.
Ngannou for me, I think he's one of the smartest fighters, man. I thought that was amazing, man. I think some people were like, "Oh, he didn't knock him out," but I don't care, man. The intelligence that was the most amazing thing, and obviously, everyone's talking about his story and what's going on and all that sort of stuff. But all of that, bro, I love that dude, man. I think he's such a great champion, and that intelligence in that fight was just his growth as
Oh,
an MMA fighter, man. You could just see it. That was it.
that was yeah, no, that was he's gone leaps and bounds since he lost to Stipe to beating Stipe and then now because I hadn't seen much of his training footage, so I hadn't seen what he's been doing, but I know Usman's in his corner and a bunch of other really good guys, and I remember seeing the Stipe fight when he won. And the moment Stipe tried to take him down, and he did, and he reversed it, I literally clapped, and I was like, okay, this is a turning point in the fight. And then boom, we know what happened after that. So seeing him quickly just change from striking, okay, it's not working. This guy is a sniper, to go into full out grappling, using his strength, using his cardio efficiently. I was like, damn, this guy is one scary MF.
Bro,
I mean, he
considering his
was
leg,
before, but he's
yeah.
worse now.
But considering his leg was fucked, and then Cyril Gane, it's all about
All of
movement
that,
and
yes.
the guy, bro. I was I
All
was
of that.
really. I mean, Cyril Gane's awesome as well because I love his vibe, man. He's got a very chilled vibe and
Yeah.
whatnot. But Ngannou, man, he's I don't know, man. He just represents well as a human being. I just love I just love his attitude and his heart and his spirit. And again, just the intelligence for me was what I was like. This is amazing. Like I didn't find any of it
Mm,
boring. I found it to be just
no.
intelligent, and I was like, that's what I loved about it, man.
It was captivating to see all of that. And let's not forget that after all of that fuss that was going on, they hugged it out at the end, and that was great to see.
Yeah, that's always good to see, man. It's always good to see. Cool, brother. Well, look, man.
That was good.
Look, look, man. I know this is it's a new thing that we're trying out. Just our thoughts on MMA in general, mostly the UFC fights and everything. But let's do this every week, bro. Let's catch up. We catch up about this anyway. So
I
why not
know.
just give our thoughts to the people out there, and whoever wants to input or listen or whatnot, they have that opportunity, man. But bro, it's good to catch up. We'll do this again next
For
Sunday
sure.
after the fights because I think
Yes.
we're definitely going to be
Yes.
talking.
Yes.
If you're up watching it, then let's. If you're not tired, we could just do this straight after the fights, before
I
you
will be up
sleep.
watching it for sure.
But
I will be up.
yeah, let's do that, man. This is gonna be fun, man. So people, stay tuned.
Yeah.
This will come out almost every week when there's a UFC fight, or if there's a big Bellator card or whatnot. We'll comment on that as well. But cool, awesome,
Yes, for
man.
sure.
Curtis, appreciate your time, man. Thank you, bro.
Yes, you're very welcome, Goodman. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you next week, man.
All right, brother. Let me stop this. Peace out, people.